Hey guys, just finished watching Cloak and Dagger, Season 2, Episode 7, Vikingtown sound. What an amazing episode. This episode was awesome. So we start off this episode with Candy she lost her hope and stuff. She's not able to use her powers and stuff. We saw that in the trailer for this episode coming in though, so that was interesting. And then we see Miss Johnson, Tyrone's mother, is actually conflicted. She has Connor's just kind of in front of her in the kitchen, and she's cooking throughout this whole episode, and because she's conflicted as to whether or not to kill him, or whether or not he's useful. His usefulness is good enough, to save Tyrone, and so he doesn't have to look over his shoulder for the rest of his life, or to kill him and get her revenge for the death of her son. And I think that's really interesting with that. And we end this episode with her kind of not even knowing where things are going to go with that. So I think that's going to be interesting to see as to where things kind of go with her story there. We see Tandy tries to run from the Andre and Taylor or Leah, but she obviously fails and stuff. That was interesting there. We see Tyrone's father ends up finding, she shows up home and he finds Connor's, captive by his wife and stuff. So that was interesting. We see them kind of arguing bits and pieces, but we don't really get to see how that conversation goes. Then he leaves, but he didn't really storm out or anything like that. So it's really, even the way he leaves is not really indicating as to what his opinion is on the situation and things like that. So that'll be interesting to see where those dynamics continue on for the next episode. It doesn't really go anywhere there. But we see that Mayhem is actually in the record store. So I guess this record store is still part of the same dimension that is Tyrone, and not part of whatever mind dimension, mindscape, or whatever that Andre does. I guess he can access the same dimension, the same place and stuff. And I think that was kind of really interesting, kind of playing with that, to seeing as to where things are going to go with that. It'll be quite cool seeing that in the next episode. And then we see that Tyrone can hear all the records and stuff that are playing and stuff, and they kind of affect his life every time they put them on and stuff. And I think that was kind of interesting, kind of playing with that, and as she was kind of changing and putting on the different records. I think that was really kind of the symmetry there was just kind of really perfect. It was really cool seeing how that every time they were doing that, it was really cool there. We see Andre ends up meeting Auntie, and then it looks like he kills her in the record shop and stuff. So that was really cool. So to be interesting to see if he learns, does he get extra powers, get stronger from that. I think that'd be quite cool to see as to how things go with that. And if he kills her in that dimension, I guess obviously she's dead, physically dead, because it's unclear if he's able to kind of bring people there. It seems like he's only able to mentally bring them there, and physically their body's still there, so I guess she just dies there or whatever. I think that'd be quite interesting to see as to where things go. Or does Auntie have anything kind of a secret backup way to kind of to reveal that she's alive and she was not dead type thing, because she has a way to protecting herself against that. I don't know whether it could be something interesting to play with, or at least to see later on, to seeing what's her face there, I can't think of it, but Ty's girlfriend and stuff, and seeing if she takes over the mantle, of her mother, and keeps up her shop and all that stuff, and learning to become in her auntie's footsteps, right? And it's also even teasing that, I guess it was that record that she was playing was a record of her own birth, but it was also kind of teasing. It was unclear teasing if that was actually meaning that she was not the aunt of Tyrone's girlfriend, actually Tyrone's mother or something like that, and for some reason they were hiding that from her. I'm not sure. I guess I'm just going to assume that that record was of herself as a child, and that's why when Andre stopped the heartbeat with the heartbeat record, he stopped it, and it stopped her heart too. So I guess that's how things happen like that. But I think it was really interesting playing with that. But also the idea of it being, I can't think of her name, but Evita, if it was her mother, if she turns out to be her mother and that was her record, maybe it could be an emotional way to kind of destroy her, right? Maybe he could kill her by making her so sad, such a destroying her type thing, by destroying Evita in the record type thing, and it kind of is interesting. Maybe he's not actually destroying Evita, but he's destroying that record, and it gives her the sensation of such a broken heart that it just kills her, right? And I think that could be an interesting playing with that too. But I think it's more the first one where it's actually was just her heart, and that's how he stopped her there. We see Andy is almost about to get raped. I think it was so perfect. She wasn't able to move and stuff because of the drugs she'd been drugged with, and the tension there as the guy puts the money on the table, then stands there, and then all of a sudden the other girl says hope, and she gets the thing. It was just such a perfect moment. It was great. I would have gone a little bit closer and push it right to the edge. Have the guy even undo his belt and he's putting down his pants type thing, or have the guy pull off his shirt and just kind of drag that moment out a little bit longer to really, really make that tension to be so close before he was about to, kind of rape her and stuff. But I mean, I guess it's on TV, it's on Freeform, so I'm not sure what the rating limit is. The PG, it says TV 14 for certified, but on IMDb here. But I guess I imagine that if this was on like Netflix or something where they could have gone a little bit darker, I would have gone as close as you can to rape without actually, doing it. Like I would have had him take off his shirt, take off his pants, about to take off his pants, and then she gets it, and it's like, oh, just to kind of stretch out that moment a little bit more, I would have stretched that out and kind of sit in that. But being on a TV, being on a network like this, you have to have it at the set time and stuff. But if it was on like a Netflix show or something, or Hulu or Disney Plus, you could have made that scene a lot longer, and I think that would have been really amazing to play with, just to build up that tension. But otherwise, the tension was really good in there. We see Tammy, like I said, we see Tyrone does like a flying punch where he's beating up he's trying to fight this big guy. The guy throws him away and he teleports, and then boom, uses the guy's own throw to kind of hit him, and that was just so cool. It was such a comic book thing, and it was just awesome seeing that. That was really cool there. And we see that Mayhem ends up breaking some records, and it starts to make Tyrone sick or something. And so that's interesting. And it looks like the trailer for the next episode has some sort of 8-bit aspect where they have to play a video game and they become 8-bit. So I think that looks interesting. That could be cool. It might be a ploy just to kind of save some money throughout the episode, which I don't mind if they're using it in a clever way and it makes sense for the episode. I think it could be interesting, but I think the idea of playing with kind of 8-bit in real life could be really fun to see. So definitely can't wait to see where things go with that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.